break a bird bone.
Hey everybody, it's Team Squad back in your face with more comic book news and reviews.
Yeah, Team Squad!
Yeah, Team Squad! Ba, 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 da, da, ba.
Yep.
Yeah! Ha. And I do believe that we've killed Darren.
Team Squad back, everybody.
Yeah!
Good comics. A little bit of delicious week in comics. Got a little bit of news for you once again. Let's get right at it.
We've learned that Zack Snyder has revealed Jason Momoa as Aquaman for the Justice League movie. You might remember him from Game of Thrones as Khal Drogo, the leader of the dish rackies. It's a great show.
I'm not familiar with the
It's
show.
actually called Drogo of the Dothraki.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so that's kind of interesting.
It's a game of what was Game of
Jones.
Game of Jones. Yes.
Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Not too familiar with the show. Must be one of those sleepers.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gripping, edge of your seat
It'll
action.
catch on
Find
soon
out
enough.
Going to get
Yeah,
franchised. I mean, killed every episode. But I guess they're trying to make Aquaman look, like a tough guy or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this dude is pretty
interesting image.
Yeah, he looks like he can just kill anybody. Like
I believe he played Conan.
Really?
Wasn't he in the Conan movie?
I never seen it.
The latest one? Don't see it. It's really bad. But I'm pretty sure it was him. So,
Well, that's cool.
should be interesting.
Yeah.
We also have learned that Marvel has revealed all of their books for May.
Yes.
It's going to begin Secret Wars.
Secret
And
Wars.
some interesting things there. You've got such titles as, I don't know if these are one-shots or continuing series or mini-series, but they're doing things like the Infinity Gauntlet and
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hulk World.
Yeah.
And things are World War Hulk.
World War Hulk, right?
Is it World War?
I think so, yeah.
But it looks interesting, yeah. So, and then of course you've got Secret Wars. You've got Secret Wars Battle World, which is going to be like Avengers X-Men Versus. And I think maybe there was one for another crossover where it's basically just battles. They'll have like 2 battles per book. And those are kind of hit or miss. Some of them are really good, but... And then, of course, Brian Michael Bendis and one of my favorite artists, Mark Bagley, on The Ultimate End.
The Bags!
The Bags. Exceptional artists from the olden days. New Warriors and Spidey. Anyway, those two started the Ultimate Universe, and they're going to end it with the Ultimate End.
Oh.
So we'll be picking that up. That should be interesting.
So get hyped.
Yeah, lots of Marvel.
Marvel, as Marvel always do, they're ramping up for this.
Oh yeah.
And they had to provide.
Gotta get that hype train pumping.
That's right, and they had to provide some sort of response for the New 52 stuff or the whatever the DC solicitations of 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah. DC came out with all these new titles, and
cancellations.
Yep. So Marvel's like, all right, let's do this. So yeah. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with good competition.
Absolutely.
It brings.
Hopefully
It brings out the best in everyone, or at least that's the theory.
Hey. Yeah. Very cool. So there's your news for you. Looking out
for your best something or other.
Sort of keeping our finger on the pulse of the.
Yeah.
There you go. Fingers
community.
Yeah. Right. So do we want to go ahead and jump right into the reviews?
Review time, everybody.
Let's get to it.
Right. Had some really cool books come out this week.
Great.
We're going to start you off with the all-new Captain America #4.
Bam!
So, written by Rick Remender, as who we're all familiar with, and look who's still there as the artist.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
amazing Stuart Immonen.
Stuart Immonen still doing the art for this comic, and he's just awesome.
Killing it.
I just love his stuff. Beautiful detail, and we're still following Sam Wilson as this new Captain America. and he's fighting this new Hydra team, and they have this scheme where what Hydra's trying to do is they're trying to make, like, I guess what they call the lesser human, races or whatever. Yeah, classes. They're they got this blood from this young.
Is he a mutant or?
I don't know if he's a mutant or what. Yeah, he's just some freaking young kid.
Tuber.
Anyway, they're using it to make huge populace of the planet sterile.
Tempting to,
Yeah, attempting to.
Through various means.
Right. So,
ticks. Ticks and bugs and...
Yeah. All different types of ways that there
are sources.
Crop dusting. the drama.
Of course, yeah. Horrifying.
Of a horrifying crop dusting.
Yeah.
Those are very real fears back in North by Northwest days, I'm sure.
What I really, I think Remender, this is probably my favorite of the four from this this new run on Captain America.
Yeah,
I really
favorite issue of the series.
Favorite issue of the series. Yeah. I really like how Remender is really diving into the depth of Sam Wilson and his character and his personality and kind of what makes him him. The very first page, it shows a nice little dialogue, almost monochromatic, with where he's Falcon, and he's just kind of going through his just the type of person that he is and his values as far as being a superhero. So that's pretty cool.
He doesn't have Cap's tactical abilities or strength or sense of leadership even, really, I don't think. So all of that he has to make up for all of those things with just pure resolve, it seems like.
Yeah, and it seems like that's been a big thing about this book. If you look on online communities and stuff, is just, can he fill those boots?
Sure, yeah.
And
it's not a question that Remender really dodges either. I mean, he's showing us
he doesn't at all.
He's not going to be able to be Steve Rogers.
As a matter of fact,
We'll get to that.
That makes it all the more interesting because he doesn't just swing in and know how to do everything and immediately save the day without a doubt. There's going to be questions. Can he pull this off? He's
definitely his own character. It's not just okay. There's another guy with the same suit and he takes on the characteristics of Steve Rogers. No,
that's right. Yeah.
This is Sam Wilson in this book, and I think Remender, as far as that regard, really shines with his writing throughout this issue.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. He's searching for one of these bombs, or he's not sure how they're going to deliver this
payload.
It's not. Is it a virus or? I guess it's. I don't know exactly, but
I think they've turned
something sort of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they've weaponized it.
Yeah,
in some way.
This weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, biological. Yeah. So as he's searching for it, he has an encounter with the armadillo, which is it has some pretty action-packed moments. There's a lot of cool fight scenes in it, and
he almost takes him down. Armadillo almost takes Cap down.
Absolutely. Remender doesn't dodge the fact that Wilson doesn't have the super soldier serum, but he is. But one thing that he does have is just his resiliency. He is dedicated, and just all throughout the comic, you see him thinking about the pedestrians inside the city, and he's just thinking about everyone before himself.
The people.
Yeah, all throughout here. So it's really cool. Eventually, Viper jumps in to the fray and attacks him also. So Wilson.
I think there's Cobra.
Oh, Cobra. Oh, here's Viper.
Viper take Sorry. Night.
Sorry, yeah. Viper is actually she's in Madripoor, and she is trying to activate one of these weapons. But fortunately, Misty gets there and is able to stop her. But so as the comic continues, you got a cool fight. Armadillo ends up Wilson ends up convincing Armadillo to help him out.
Yeah, really like
You
that.
wonder, like, is he going to be able to fulfill his part of the bargain?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Later.
I think he'll try.
If he's alive to do it.
So eventually Wilson finds out that Baron Zemo, who's heading this whole new, who's the head of this entire new Hydra group, is in Florida fixing to he's fixing to release this weapon in the form of insects and that they're going to go invade the United States and
bugs. They're
bug bomb.
Bug bomb.
Dog fleas.
It's a bug hunt.
Are they fleas?
Fleas or ticks?
Ticks. Mites.
Ticks pull the blood.
Little bloodsuckers.
I promise. Next,
you gotta squish them between your fingernails. How often can we just sing the praises of Eminem, his pencils, and on Graubaugers' lines and shade work and the colors? I mean, we just having to say this every time a Captain America book comes out.
Creative team has not disappointed so far.
It's
the poses and the gestures are great.
I think it's definitely the best looking book we're reading.
Yeah, it's
everything
really it's really awesome. Nice showdown with Baron Zemo, and
he takes out Crossbones real quick.
Yeah.
It's almost as an afterthought.
Catches him by surprise. Seriously, it was funny how you mentioned how Remender is not dodging, the fact that people are talking about, oh, can he feel his shoes and everything, because at the end of the episode, it kind of doesn't end too great. I mean, like he basically runs the gauntlet. He's on the 1 yard line. He's basically, he's ready to win the championship, and then just all of a sudden, bam.
Well, he's learning here. That's what makes this so great.
Yeah,
is that he's going through the whole thing in his head where he's not Steve Rogers, and he's having to fight through his injuries and persevere through exhaustion. In order to do that, he's got to get himself worked up by thinking about what they did to Ian and other shortcomings and things.
Yeah.
But he's learning that if you do that and you get all worked up with emotion, you're going to probably make bad decisions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and it does kind of show Sam Wilson and Baron Zemo, they are very opposite characters,
Mm-hmm.
Zemo is emotionless to the point, cold. Yeah. He doesn't. His emotion doesn't fuel him, but it also doesn't set him back at all.
Yeah.
And Sam Wilson, either it does one or the other.
Yeah.
Like it helps him to come over to defeat
insurmountable odds.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Or it makes him not think straight enough. Where he's like, okay, maybe maybe this is a little bit too thick for me to get out of, and
sure enough,
at the very at the very end, well, we don't know what's going to happen.
He's dead. That's it.
Hey,
spoilers! It says to be continued.
Spoilers!
I thought that sound effect could have come from anywhere.
Hey, I don't know. It's pretty clear cut to me.
Oh. He'll be here all week, folks.
I want my money back.
You'll take what we give you.
So yeah, we got a nice full page panel with Zemo right over Sam Wilson at the end of the book.
Of course, now Zemo is right there. He could kill him easily.
Right.
But he's not going to. He's going to, I'm going to take off one of your ears or just... Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
he's the villain giving into the pompous arrogance and not killing the hero when he has the chance.
Very cool action scenes.
But it's great.
There's some large. Yeah. I love it whenever you have the character go out of the panels whenever it's next scene where they just so that they can get the entire body and the entire pose of the character. That's always really cool.
Very energetic.
Yeah, very energetic.
The wings are so cool.
Yeah, the wings are really cool.
What did you think, Dave?
Yeah, like Dee said, definitely the highlight of this entire storyline. It's I really liked how it kind of there was a coherent theme through the whole book of him wanting to have a family and his superhero situation getting in the way, and how that his brother's family has been taken from him, and how it's all about trying to protect the things that matter, not just to yourself, but to people.
Yeah.
And it carries through the whole thing, and how that gives him a weakness as well as his strength, and it comes to a head there at the end, that that focus on other people ends up leading to the situation at the end, at the last page. Is it bookends it very nice. It was just wrapped up so well. I really liked it. Just from start to finish, it felt like it flowed like it should. It built where it needed to, and it left us with a great cliffhanger. And we're like, oh shit, he totally fumbled.
He's dead.
He
Intercept.
Everything went wrong, and now how? It's like, okay, well, all the bug bomb went off, and we're all screwed, right? So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they.
He's a hero.
How they progress from this.
Mm-hmm.
Great art. I love the lighting effects. On that last page, you see you've got like this red accent coming in from the side, and the dark scenes are dark. The colors are fantastic. The movement, it's top notch. It's a master class all the way around.
Yeah,
and you get a villain redemption scene as well, which those are always nice high points. Mm-hmm. So pick it up. Get in on this book while you can. Definitely.
Yeah, Reminder is definitely, he's definitely not out. He definitely, I really like it whenever he does stuff like this. Where you got all the normal comic book stuff. You got the action. You got the heroes versus villains. But then whenever there's that underlining, just that underlining description of a character's personality, development through the story. It's not. I mean, some of it is written out for you in black and white, but a lot of it is more in his character and his decisions. Mm-hmm. So Remender's. Yeah, I'm glad.
He's one of our faves.
Yeah. This creative team is doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Further thoughts? He's the Russell Wilson of comic books.
Hey!
Give him the money.
Don't want to sound like a broken record.
Pay the man.
I think this is the best issue in the series thus far.
Mm.
It's definitely...
in a good series.
Yeah.
Third was a little weird, but it was still good.
Yeah.
But it's
this is definitely my favorite out of the four so far.
Mine too. Yeah.
Yay!
Not Jay's.
Oh, what? No, this book of the week.
Really?
For sure, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right.
You like this one out of all of them this week?
The best, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
All right, so there you go. Captain America, all new Captain America, number 4.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommended.
Our next book this week is The Valiant, issue number 3.
The Valiant by Valiant Comics.
As usual, not easy to remember.
Yo, dog.
As usual, we got one that came apart.
We've got a casualty.
We got to keep it together. Presentation is phenomenal.
Oh,
it's
yes.
High quality, especially when the price, is cheaper than most other books. Still only $3.99.
$3.99.
You're getting a nice cardboard. It smells like
no ads.
Delicious. No ads. And of course, it retains the quality of the previous entries into the series. We get particularly that I enjoyed right at the beginning. You get the main question in my mind was why have they not just enlisted everyone right off the bat to protect this poor woman knowing for thousands of years the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And so there we go. Let's, and they have it in waves. That's really cool.
Yep, they bring the house.
They bring everybody in, and all for naught. And we get an exceptional. I mean, this would have been a really cool 2-page spread.
Oh, yeah.
But as it is, it's still exceptional with just like how everyone is getting.
Describe a little bit about this scene right here.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read the book, but it makes sense. It's everyone who's in the battle being like jacked up by their worst fears.
The thing that looks like a Bosch painting.
Yeah, it's just freaky.
Yeah.
Like here's just an image of hell.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
Your own,
like a Bosch painting.
Their own personalized hells.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's good to get that question answered. You have some really touching character moments between the two main characters.
Oh, yes.
Bloodshot and the Geomancer. That's really good. Kind of reminded me of like a, continuing with the 80s. It's like Sarah Connor and the Terminator, or Sarah Connor and
dude,
John like walking around like, we're gonna set up our base here, whatever.
It didn't really remind, like, now, I mean, like, when I read it, I didn't think of that, but now that you mention it,
definitely has that feel to it.
Well, and they go ahead and make a Romero reference too.
Exactly, yeah, it's great. A mall? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But Rivera is still continuing to do phenomenal work, both in the battle sequences, the full page blowouts, and the character expressions on their faces, and it's wonderful. It's a great book, and you have to wonder the box that they still haven't opened the box, but they're getting close. Looks like they may have for the next issue, but also the fact that the Geomancer wasn't there. Surely she's key to defeating the immortal enemy somehow. I mean, it used to be they just try and protect her.
Throw everything you got at it and expect to win.
Right. You got to figure out. There's got to be, and they got people here that should, be involved. They're involved now that should be able to puzzle it out. I think this guy, the MI6 dude,
quite literally puzzle it out.
Puzzle, yes. Puzzle out.
Oh.
So I liked it a lot. Very close contention for fave book of the week.
Yeah.
Just slightly edged out by Eminem's artwork, I think.
Yeah.
And the fact that I like Sam Wilson so much, but exceptional book.
Mm-hmm. Very, very nice title. I enjoyed it a lot as well. What else can I say that's different, man? Yeah, love the artwork. The father-son team doing the pencils and the colors, and all these cool characters that get involved in this one. Boy, I just the one thing is like, and Jordan. We had a little conversation about this. Is the Eternal Warrior.
Eternal Warrior. Yeah.
The Eternal Warrior is always trying to defeat the immortal enemy, just headstrong with like this like raggedy the most. It's not even like a special axe. It's like something he just found off the
cobbled together.
Yeah.
When are we going to see him charging in a battle with a rake? Like a plunger.
Same thing. Now he's carrying around a rickety axe just like that.
Yeah, but that axe is not rickety.
No,
dude.
that axe can like
Yarnbjorn. It can kill celestials.
It can.
And maybe there's some
it can break celestial armor,
but.
Well, I don't know. We haven't seen anything special about it. He just runs blind.
Only special characteristic is that he's still here.
As he's running.
Yeah. He came across a burned down ancient Victorian house and found it in the rubble. Like, oh, maybe this will do the trick.
Right. I wish something would happen with this guy.
I think you gotta learn it.
If he's been able to carry it with him this far, it hasn't fallen apart yet.
Right.
Man, it's looking pretty close. I don't know. I love the book. The book's great. It's just this dude. He's supposed to be
kind of a goober.
What's the deal? He's the Eternal Warrior,
Yeah.
I don't know. That is the only thing that's kind of letting me down on this thing. Is like,
well, there are other characters we've seen.
Yeah.
From DC. Who's the guy that was around here in caveman times? Vandal Savage.
Immortal Man.
Vandal Savage has been around forever. And he's learned to use guns and other forms of technology as disposal to fight.
Right.
And he's learned tactical maneuvers and things like that. And Eternal Warrior just doesn't seem to have progressed any. It's like he's set in a permanent state of...
He's a dummy.
Here's a question, though.
He's a backwards.
Has he been... has he been involved throughout this entire time period, or does he just kind of crop up periodically, just like the Immortal Enemy?
We would need a Valiant fan here to answer that.
Wow, I don't know about that.
He used to have his own. I know back in the day he had his own book. He may still.
Yeah.
I know that he was a part of Unity.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think he even had a gun in that. I don't know what.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it's just that scene where he's just
running with his eyes closed.
eyes yeah.
Maybe he's just charging in for show. He knows he's going to fail again. I got to keep up appearances. Run in there.
But as uncool as the Eternal Warrior is, the Immortal Enemy is freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Some of the artwork with this freaking thing is like insane, you know. Yeah, dude, it's just terror, you know, and
this terrifying.
Yeah,
foe.
very, very awesome image of him, almost full page. So yeah.
Yeah,
he's really what a cool enemy, you know. The powers to use your own fears against you, you know. So
hard to stop.
Yeah. Solid book. Really enjoyed it. My second favorite this week. Yeah.
A few high points for me. The double page spread where you've got everybody charging into battle. The drunk hoisting a tree over his shoulder and right
Armstrong.
underneath him, you got Laser Goat.
The Laser
Never go
Goat.
wrong with Laser Goat.
Laser Goat is here.
Yep.
He is saved.
Next page, the Dawn of the Dead reference with the mall. Really liked that.
Cool.
I really liked on a few of the pages, the kind of, I don't know how you describe it, like the green mist surrounding the Immortal Enemy as he's gathering himself back up, and the red-green contrast with that on those pages is really great. The next page where you've got everybody revealing their fears, and it's like I said, it's like a Bosch painting where it's just this crazy tripped out vision of hell where it's just I like the drunk that's sitting there. He's just a face with arms and legs puking eternally. And I really enjoyed the characterization that they developed while Bloodshot and the Geomancer are in the mall and they're hunkering down and they finally get a chance to try to figure each other out what's going on here.
I really enjoyed that dialogue.
Yeah, it was really nice break. It was nice kind of breather in the book. We kind of get a little bit of a look under the facade for Bloodshot for a couple moments, but then he's back again to I shoot things.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Machine and Man.
No, really great. Nice build up, nice climax, and nice cut to the next issue where we get to see. All right, well, Mr. Flay has taken out the best the world's got to offer, and now we're trapped in Twin Pines Mall, and either we open the Pandorica or who knows. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with this. I am engaged.
It's not Twin Pines Mall, it's Lone Pine Mall.
All right.
Because he went back
what
in
is it?
the past and he hit one of the pines. So the name changed.
Twin Hills.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a tie between this and Cap for my fave of the week.
Really?
Yeah.
Tie. That's a cop out, Dave.
Good book, man. Everybody should pick it up.
That cover says it all. The character development.
Oh yeah.
Smaller moments.
Oh yeah.
So much worthwhile.
Wonderful.
2 great books in a row!
Yeah! Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most powerful of us all? Legendary Star-Lord number 9. Black Vortex, Chapter 3.
Black Vortex.
What?
Huh?
Where?
Huh? The saga continues.
Saga continues.
All right, we start this off with the aftermath of everyone being shown their potential powered up cosmic selves. And we've got Beast and Gamora trying to convince everyone to follow along. And
And her suit is really tight.
Yeah, Gamora's got
anyway, so this is basically just it's very much a transitional issue. We're seeing everyone trying to come to terms with whether or not they want to partake in this cosmic power, and a couple of them feel inclined, most notably Angel, who was just like, nope, screw this, this is awesome. And we get a wonderful full-page transformation scene for him, and everybody's just like, what the flark is going on? And we get a lot of back and forth. People trying to prevent others from taking the power, and it all comes to a head with Storm trying to steal the mirror and getting Rocket to go prime the ship so they can fly off with it and screw these guys. And we've got a wonderful fight scene between Gamora and Storm, and then got Jean Grey trying to come in and pull a mind trick on her and bring in the visage of Thanos.
Yeah, I thought that was...
And Gamora just straight up slices her in half. Boom, dead Jean Grey. Aside from the fact that Kitty Pryde happened to step in and phase someone out. But yeah, it was not a whole lot of action. The fight scene between Gamora and Storm was nice. The little exchange on Mr. Knife's ship was, I don't know, it was kind of blah. But, you know, they did finally track him down, and that's where we end off, where we've got the 3 cosmic-powered entities stealing the Black Vortex on Star-Lord's ship, zooming off to God knows where, and leaving the rest of our heroes on Spartax's moon with Mr. Knight and his dragon city space creature thing coming in, and well, we'll see how they deal with that.
What did you guys call it last time? The Space Fish Base?
Yeah, Space Fish Base. But yeah, overall,
nice.
It was a necessary chapter. I wouldn't call it the high point of the series, but it was necessary to set up the different factions, because before you had the X-Men Guardians side and the Mr. Knife side, so now you've got 3 different powers vying for this thing. You've got the X-Men Guardians, you've got Gamora, Beast, and Angel, who are cosmically powered, and they've got their own agenda to spread their power through the vortex and keep it for their own. And everyone, so now we've got a nice little
on Mars,
a little bit more dynamic situation going on, which I think will serve the story a lot better. One thing I did notice about the artwork, this is a change from the previous 2 issues. It goes back to the the team that's been helming Star-Lord for a while, is that the representation of the powered beast in the previous issue, he wasn't, he was more awestruck and seemed a little bit more, I don't know, he wasn't so vicious. In this issue, he's very vicious in his...
Looks straight up evil.
Yeah, he's just snarling, got all these lines on his face and the teeth and everything. It's very obvious in this issue that whatever comes with the Black Vortex's power is certainly a corrupting influence. So yeah, all in all, it was decent. It was necessary plot development. I wouldn't say there was a whole lot of plot development, but it was necessary for the whole cycle of the saga. So yeah, definitely a good read if you've been following it. So yeah, competent, certainly competent execution. So yeah, not really a whole lot to dog on it about, other than the fact that it's not as action packed and balls to the wall as you might be expecting from this situation. But overall, definitely, it has its place in the series.
Still decent. If this is the weakest that it's going to get,
Yeah.
good.
Right. Yeah.
If this is the low point, then yeah.
I think this is my favorite series so far.
Really?
I think it's the one book that I actually look forward to every week.
Yeah, this was a pretty solid addition to the whole Black Vortex saga that's going on. I don't. It's not my favorite, out of the ones that came out, but Medina's on the artwork, and he does a pretty good job.
Blasco Curiel as well.
Yeah. So that's and a pretty cool thing is all throughout each issue in this series so far. It's the creative team has changed every time because they're following the books. Yeah, they're following the books that they're doing. But the art styles and even the writing has kind of remained similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really
like McGinnis started it off, and he was the big front runner. And all the artists that have followed him, I don't like them as much as McGinnis. I think McGinnis is a lot better, but they all kind of have that same bouncy, vibrant kind of character style.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and it really goes good with this type of series. The series isn't too serious, It's fun. It's your
lighthearted
comic book adventure. Yeah. It's in space, but it doesn't have like weird, crazy all
the time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very cool.
It's nice to have that consistency, to any kind of consistency of artwork.
Yes.
Throughout week to week.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool that they were able to, and it just kind of felt. I guess it just kind of fit into place because they've been doing these books, these different creative teams. They've been doing these different series, and it just so happens that these are the teams that came together.
Space. Probably have a space editor.
Right.
We could check.
That they, actually, had more of a cohesive kind of meetings, and they actually hashed everything out.
Yeah. Well, and there's got to be.
All right. Well, your turn.
There's got to be the same editor on all of these space type books, Guardian books.
Right.
That's the way they usually do it.
Yeah.
They have the Avengers editor, they have the X-Men editor, they have the Guardians, the space editor, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to pay a lot of attention to this one right now, just because Guardians has such a high profile right now. They really can't afford to drop the ball on this one.
Lucky for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did enjoy it. It's a good, lay back and relax. You don't have to think too much about it. Me personally, I do enjoy comics with a little bit more depth. So yeah, it's in that above average, mediocre range for me,
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it. I still think I'm still enjoying the series. It's just not like freaking crazy out there. Whoa! I just read, like a masterpiece, But
Sure.
it's a lot of fun. It is cool. It's what you want. It's what you want from a superhero team up. As long as it's just you just want to have a good
fun,
just a
lighthearted
fun
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good for that.
Jake.
Well, this page in particular, I liked it a lot too. I think it's definitely of the 4 books so far.
Which page is that?
Well, there's a page where you see Archangel's transformation. That's really cool. He actually, to me, resembles more than the others that we've seen. He resembles that Celestial that left the Black Vortex.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
And then you've also got, and another great thing is, after all the times that Angel's look has been changed because of becoming Apocalypse or Archangel, whatever, it's good that they can still come up with unique, original designs for him.
Yeah.
And of course, anybody with wings is going to look dynamic anyway. But on the same page, you've got like Venom and Rocket Raccoon.
That's actually the next page.
The next page, okay, well, yeah, that's a full page spread. But like, what they're standing there, like holding their guns and like looking back, like what are they? What exactly are they like looking out for? Are they on guard or something? You're like, what's going on back there? And they're holding their guns, Maybe they just wanted to have a semi-action scene.
Mr. Nice Crew, I guess.
It looks ridiculous. They're like they're on the moon in the middle of nowhere.
They're really expecting someone to just
don't start fighting, guys. We got stay frosty here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to hold off everybody else from just charging towards the mirror, saying ooh dibs.
Maybe, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Thank you, Dave.
So they're gonna kill him.
Yeah. We'll shoot you down. I mean, as long as Venom's involved, I wish that he would have a little bit more.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
we will.
But that's just me.
That is kind of one thing in this series
We just want to see, how is his new suit gonna? What does it do? We want to see more about it, more development.
It's just, I guess, because of how how the Guardians book wrapped up, going to the symbiote homeworld and everything.
They got to put it on hold.
Yeah. We're gonna see it eventually, but sure. We want it,
Yeah, I also wondered why Captain Marvel. I mean, you got the 2 people there that have the most experience. They're like the veteran leaders. Are Storm, who gets involved, and Captain Marvel, who basically has one line. The whole rest of the time, she's kind of standing around in the background doing nothing. Yeah, you'd think she'd be interjecting when there's, this is kind of like the first we're seeing really of some hardcore violence manifesting from the Black Vortex powers.
She's still recovering from Infinity.
I guess so. Yeah,
she's still
being groped by an ex nihili. I guess we'll do that to you.
Yeah.
But so that was kind of weird. It kind of felt off that she should be a veteran voice here at what's the word I'm looking for? An experienced, kind of elder. Yeah. With all these kids around, and here's somebody trying to hack a kid in half, and she's just standing there doing nothing. It seemed a little off to me, but it's minor.
That's a very good point.
I really liked when they warped in with the fish ship base planet creature, space fish base. Yeah, and it's just like fire. That's so like totally out of like a Star Trek or some kind of space opera show or movie. Yeah, that was awesome. So, yeah,
zap them.
Yeah, it's compelling. We want to know. Everybody's getting blown to hell.
Yep. Right.
Stay tuned.
Man, stay on guard. Rocket and Venom. Yeah. Just don't.
Yeah. They also had a panel where they showed Star-Lord. And I think Kitty's still like just berating him right there. Yeah. Yeah. Now, what kind of person are you? I mean, come on. 3 people have stepped up to the mirror. Yeah. He's not one of them. Why is she still chewing him out?
Because that's his squeak. Kate has got to.
I know, and it just seems a little forced. That's all. I don't know what her problem is, but
she needs a little Star-Lord.
No.
What exactly rating are we shooting for this series? There are some things you could say about Kitty Pryde needing something in order to lighten up a little bit. But they got to put that in there because it's his book.
A good drink.
Good stiff drink.
Good stiff something.
Oh, jeez.
I was trying to be obtuse, but go for it. But yeah, it's great. If this is the least we have to deal with in this crossover,
yeah, that's Then it should be very.
I'm wondering
enjoyable.
why the next issue in the ad is Star-Lord number 38. No, all new X-Men 38. Okay, yeah. There we go. So then we've got 2 issues of those back to back. So hopefully, let's keep it going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, should be interesting.
So your favorite of all of the stuff we're reading now?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Cool.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Colorful cast.
It's one of those where like no matter what's like if you had a bad day, you can come home and you can read that.
Lighthearted.
Yeah, exactly.
Uplifting.
Yeah. Well, the one that caught my eye was whenever Thanos was just right there, and I was just like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah. That was pretty unexpected, and then
when I first saw that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Things are about to just go completely to 12. We're just gonna skip 10 and 11, go straight to 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed that he didn't just like, all right, bitches, I'm in the show now.
He's busy settling.
Yeah.
I always forget what they're called.
What
are they called with the 2 worlds?
Incursions.
Yeah, he's busy solving incursion problems right now.
Yeah.
Slaughtering people by the thousands.
By the billions.
Billions. Daily, every
as is his want.
Yeah. Really cool to see Storm in a sword fight with Gamora, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice
really
action
good
scene.
stuff.
Yeah.
She's always been handy with a blade.
Yep. Cool.
Black Vortex Chapter 3, Legendary Star-Lord number 9.
Yeah. My least favorite of this week, but this was a really good week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory. Has one person changed so far in each issue?
Yes.
Cool.
Interesting.
So it was
Interesting.
Gamora and Alpha, and then Beast in the second, and now Angel.
Mm-hmm. Astute.
And then Iceman was wanting to look at it.
Astute observation.
Yeah, Iceman was. He almost got there.
Yeah. Somebody will next week then, hopefully.
Maybe an X-Men.
Interesting. Maybe. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
Get on board while it's still early. Good series. Looking forward to keeping up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely recommended.
All right, everybody. I present to you Grant Morrison's Multiversity
1.7.
Mm-hmm. This is Mastermen number 1.
Minutemen. Mastermen.
You keep saying
I'm going
that.
to try really hard not to go off on a tangent on this one.
Okay.
So.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome to go off on a tangent.
Well, we never know.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's Jim Lee, right? To my mind, and my opinion of him has been just like, like anything else in your childhood that you really enjoy.
Right.
Really hugely inflated.
Uh-huh.
Because his run on Uncanny X-Men, and then
right.
they started up the X-Men series.
Okay.
It was incredible. Like, just
let me ask
wonderful, wonderful art.
Jim Lee, I mean, everybody should know who Jim Lee is. He's got to be in the conversation of, I mean, absolutely one of the top 5, of all time.
He hasn't done a whole lot in the last...
Well, throughout his entire career,
yeah.
I'm saying,
if not best, then most influential.
Surely.
Yeah.
There's no telling how many artists that are now around now were brought in because of the work that he was doing.
Right, yeah.
Back then. And so we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
So, yeah.
I mean, this art is not... I don't think it's even the slightest inkling of what he's capable of producing.
No,
okay.
We don't know. Maybe he
that.
asked for a certain amount of money and they wouldn't give it to him. Maybe he's a really busy guy and he didn't have time.
I don't think money is.
Well, he's also. I mean, he's already. Unless he's stepped down, he's
he is.
Some capacity, creative director
at DC. Yeah,
DC, right?
Yeah,
with Jeff Johns.
Yeah, he's major associate.
One of the main dudes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe he just didn't have time. But you have to think with 5 years I mean, Morrison was planning these stories 5 years ago.
Right.
You'd think in that time and the time that they've had to release it, and even some of the issues have been late, that he had time to do his best work, and he's just not doing it. And he hasn't really even been doing it that I've seen for a while.
Right.
So
yeah.
you got to wonder if he's not going to put his best foot forward. And I can't. I mean, the guy is. If I have to say one artist who is my all-time fave, the end, it's him for sure. So I can't. I can't criticize the man.
That's kind of my thing. How in the hell am I ever going to criticize anything?
Yeah.
And lead it,
I'll be old.
But
I'll be the.
Let me ask you something just real quick. Whenever you when somebody says Jim Lee, what picture?
Oh, I instantly visualize these X-Men stories where I would, crack them open in the store, knowing I was going to get them, and just having huge expectations of walking in and buying the next X-Men book.
Yeah, absolutely.
And seeing the cover and just like, it's incredible.
The covers, the Magneto,
Rogue fight
that's it for me. Magneto just levitating with his cape fluttering out and just energy crackling sphere around him. Just
Yeah. Well, and the final run he did on the Uncanny X-Men, where they went in space, fighting, Skrulls, and it was just incredible. And it was Extinction Agenda.
Yeah,
that's incredible artwork as well.
Beautiful.
So he's capable of doing these really powerful, energetic scenes.
Absolutely.
And you just don't. I mean,
but then again, that was 20 years ago. So
sure.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 1987, I believe, is when he started.
Yeah. He was doing. He did Alpha Flight first.
Yes. Yeah.
I actually have a couple of those.
Really?
And it's totally different. I mean, he looks at that point he hadn't gotten to his, the pinnacle of his career.
Right.
I believe that was the Uncanny X-Men days. Because after that he went to Image. Wildcats is really good, but
Yeah, I remember Wildcats.
So for me, it was a little bit of a disappointment because I was expecting,
Okay, I totally understand what you're saying. I get that.
Maybe the scenes themselves didn't lend them to his.
Possibly. I mean, they weren't, particularly dynamic scenes.
No,
it was a whole lot of, inner, struggle and psychological stuff.
Sure.
Well,
there wasn't a lot of high action.
Lee is one of those. He does blockbuster type comics. Like big heroes, action scenes, like
Batman and Superman.
Yes, Batman, Superman. You got So he has that. His style is a very different tone than what this book is.
Yeah.
And I guess
this was a very subdued book.
I can't.
Given the subject matter.
Do we have any of the other Multiversity issues? Can we scroll through? If you look at every single book in the Multiversity, the art goes exactly with the content.
Yeah, it does.
With the writing content.
It does really.
Everything works. You look at the Justin, it has that kind of,
floaty, hypnotic.
Yeah. You got Quietly on Pax Americana, the Thunderworld, every single one, all the art inside the Grant Morrison Multiversity
Chris
so
Sprouse
far
on Secret
is it goes perfect. Except for this one, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Well, maybe he just wanted to get in on.
And he's such a big name. You see that name, and you're gonna buy the book. It's like bam. But
unless it's Batman and Robin. Right? Wasn't that the one he was on, or Dark Knight Returns?
No, it was Batman and Robin.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was just so awful. Yeah. But typically.
So
especially with Morrison writing.
Especially with Morrison, you see that team up, and you're like, "Wow, this is gonna be freaking amazing."
Yeah.
But I don't think this was the right art style for this book, because this book is dicey. Yeah. It's controversial. It's dark.
I almost would have preferred it to be done in like watercolors or something like how they're doing the style for the new Magneto series.
Something like an older, like a grittier, I guess, type style. I think would have been appropriate.
More pulpy.
Yeah. But in saying that,
sometimes there's not even really a whole lot of detail when they're inside the eagle's nest and you see all of the called? The Freedom Fighters or whatever.
Uh-huh.
No, those the Freedom Fighters.
The Freedom Fighters.
These are the
yeah. This is the Nazi Justice League.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever they're.
Yeah.
They're like some of the characters in the background are just not.
Right.
If you just cut that out, you'd be like, who's this artist? I have no idea. It doesn't look like him really at all.
Yeah, I did notice.
Well, the key characters, like the ones that are in the foreground in focus, you can tell that they're his.
Sure.
Yeah.
Superman looks really cool.
See,
Leatherwing.
I think you are like you're looking at this book and his
Overman.
art. You're comparing it to all of his other art. You know what I'm saying? You're not comparing it to like what else is on the stands right now. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, yeah. If I'm doing that,
Uh-huh.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Oh no.
I'm being very picky about this.
Yeah.
Don't be mistaken.
Uh-huh.
And he really makes
maybe had too high of an expectation.
Oh, absolutely, I did. Yeah, I always do with the Jim Lee's. Within the last 10 years.
But it's still certainly a beautiful book.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sure it is. Of course. Yeah. And he draws the freedom fighters. The action scenes that are there are really good.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad book by any means.
No.
Lots of really nice tableaus.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice, scenes with everybody just set. Yeah.
So
Sure, yeah.
the book actually takes place in Universe 10 or X, as it's been
Universe X.
Yeah, as it's been referred to before. And basically, what happened in this DC universe is the Nazis ended up winning World War II, and the major factor in this book, the reason why that happened, is that Superman, as a young child, as a boy, instead of landing in Smallville, he landed into he landed in
Forests of Russia.
no, that's a different. He landed in Nazi occupied Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's we've seen so many different books, and like the whole thing about what if the
this alternate future or alternate history has been explored extensively.
Yeah, but I think one of the really awesome and important things about this book is even though at first it does have a lot, it has a lot to do with what would happen if the Nazis won. It very quickly switches to the internal struggle as Superman, or in this case Overman as he's called, has with what he's done, and basically what he's become,
who he is
because of one simple reason, because he was not born, but I guess for us it'd be born in a different place. How many times have we as people thought about, hey, what if I was born, what if my father was a multi-billionaire, or what if I was born in the middle of
slums of India?
Yeah, the slums of India, exactly. Yeah. And so what is freaking awesome what Morrison does is he takes the most impactful character in the DC universe by far,
maybe in all of comics,
probably in all of comics,
yeah,
and he puts him in probably the most desolate situation, heinous situation you can think of, and then you just see the story play out and how it changes the entire world. Mm-hmm. Because like he's basically, and it doesn't go too much into it, but he's kind of groomed and brought up to become, the Nazi overlord, and he's not
the
really
vanguard of their forces.
He was placed into this situation, just because his craft happened to land there, right at Hitler's feet, Mm-hmm. So it's like
you still see though parts of Kal-El, his personality.
Yes.
Like maybe this is not so right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He is, no matter what, inherently good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, but it's like,
but horribly corrupted all the same.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I love what Morrison has done in a lot of these books, because he takes these crazy universes and these weird these superhero characters, but he's able to implant very details of situations that that pertain to real life, like ours. Like how many times
universally resonant.
Yeah.
Things that are so unhuman he gives them human characteristics and a link for us to like, oh,
he'll implant that mundane thing inside the story that we can relate to. You know, how many times have you gone to work to a job that you hate and you don't change it just because that's what you've always done? That's your and he's been brought up. You know, this is what he knows. This is how he was raised, and of course, you know,
man raised by evil
to his advantage,
coming to question that raising.
Huh?
Yeah, a man raised by evil coming to question everything that he's been taught.
Absolutely.
Really, and it's the freedom fighters that are the catalyst for that.
Yeah.
Like it seems like for the whole time up until now, he's had these nightmares and these thoughts and memories that he's had to just push away and forget about. You know, piles of dead bodies and things.
Yeah.
And their terrorism, you know, their acts of terrorism are kind of making him question, like, man, what did we do here? Like, who are these people really? And what would they have been if we hadn't have exterminated them or, you know, tried to wipe them out?
Yeah, yeah. So, it's really cool how you see the Superman that we all know, he's still there somewhere. You know, he's still there inside, you know, in the consciousness of Overman, even though he is the supreme, you know, leader of the world, you know, in an evil world.
He may be the mole. He may even be the mole. I mean, do we find out really who it is?
No.
By the end?
Mm-mm.
So
yeah, beautiful premise. It's just and this is a really big book. You definitely get your money's worth. But man, it touched on so much that you almost kind of have to connect the dots. You know, like there's not. Sure. It's almost like there wasn't enough book to get everything in here. You know, because like you pretty much, you know, I mean, after you find out where he lands, it goes to the future, like what, 60 years?
Yeah.
And Hitler's gone and everything.
Boom, 60 years later.
Yeah, there's a lot in this book that you gotta I mean, you definitely have to read it more than once, and you gotta kind of like connect the dots to make everything.
That's true about all the Multiversity so far, pretty much.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Uncle Sam,
like this
Uncle
giant
Sam,
Uncle Sam's face in the clouds with the living bomb falling out of the sky with him saying, we the people.
Yeah.
Powerful, compelling images.
Yeah, really cool book, man. And it just, boy, it's so cool how Morrison can take these superhero characters, you know, and you love seeing like different versions, you know, of all these, you know, whether they're evil Nazis or not, you know.
Yeah.
Brunhild.
Yeah, Brunhild.
Yeah.
Brunhild.
Underwaterman.
Yeah. Really freaking. This is my pick of the week, definitely. Because,
really?
Yeah. I mean, this one, the Valiant and Captain America, they were all really great. But this one edged it out because it's more than a comic. It speaks to you as a person. Yeah. Everyone's questioned, like, what would happen if I was born somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And so it's more than just an adventure that you look at, that you see through the pages. It's something, it just speaks to you on a personal level. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I don't know.
I mean,
I just wish, like, this could definitely be a graphic novel, you know?
You want more.
I would be disappointed if they cut it off with this. I want to see more.
Right, and then you can, and then like the torment is really solidified at the very end, because how many times has Superman defended and saved Metropolis? You know,
without seeing it. Happen,
throughout all the different universes. You know, he always ends up saving Metropolis, and because like it's almost like the past and these evil acts that has happened has almost drained his superhuman powers.
He wanted it to fall. He wanted everything to be torn down.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just, I don't know, really powerful issue for me. Boy, it comes. I like Pax Americana the most out of this series, but it comes close to. I probably like Society of Superheroes more, but this is probably really close.
So I asked you where you'd rate it. You told me low, so that I would go in with low expectations. I went in with high expectations anyway. Damn it.
Okay, that's my big spiel on it. I just wish if it had 10 more pages, it would be a knockout.
If I came back to it knowing, now like realizing what the art is like inside,
right,
I'd probably like it the best of this week's as well. I mean,
Really?
because it's Multiversity. It's been
Yeah.
It's just been really entertaining. All I just tore it up. I'll get you another one. I love it. So, what do you think, Dave?
Yeah, no, nothing more to say. It's
Sorry.
It's phenomenal. Yeah,
So-
like you said, it's a great introspective piece on just how we deal with how we've been raised, what our expectations of the world are, what we do when those expectations are questioned, what happens when the world around us starts to fall. Honestly, I mean, I think that might be the big main idea of the whole Multiversity series is, how do we examine what our reality is and what happens when we find that reality to not be true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Wow. Yeah.
And we've got it illustrated perfectly here, where we've got Superman, basically the archetype of all that is good, just, and right in humanity.
In the American way, yeah.
Not just the American way, but just the best of what humanity can be.
Right.
And of course he can't be human, and he's presented with a world that's completely the anathema and the antithesis of all of that. And how does someone deal with that? I mean, hell, you could write a freaking psychology paper on this book.
Yeah, that brings up another interesting question. I mean, typically people say that Superman is so good because he was raised by Nebraskan farmers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if he's not raised by the farmers, would he still have
Kansas?
Thank
Kansas
you.
farmers, yeah.
Well,
No, what?
it's our Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa.
Just generic Midwest setting.
Kansas, yeah.
Yes.
So if you take that away, most people probably think, well, then he's not. He'll be whatever. He'll be the product of his surroundings. But they're suggesting, Morrison is suggesting, that he has something within him inherently.
Right.
That
good and evil are nature more than nurture.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that could be pretty controversial because I don't know. I think I would tend to believe that it depended on his upbringing, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's very interesting.
He's only now starting to question. I mean, he put all those things away. He lived with the facade, and for decades, and so.
Like you said, the catalyst was the freedom fighters. So
sure.
Yeah. Until he saw
something other than what he had been surrounded with from birth.
Right. Yeah.
He didn't really have any inkling of good versus evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess like the first time I read it, I read it a couple times, and the first time I read through it, there's not really any link with the rest of the Multiversity series. Like all of them usually have a comic where they're looking in different universes.
What's his nuts shows up. Where is it? The Savannah.
It's not part of Multiversity though.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In all the other Multiversity comics, they have the heroes or whoever, somebody is reading a issue of the Multiversity.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Except for this book, it's not anywhere in this book. This book has nothing to do with any of the other universes.
Well, it does have the Savannah connection.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only connection I've seen.
But it is very, very limited. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these guys are one page. They don't even show back up. It's almost like at one point will they continue this series, or you know what I'm saying? Because
all of these he's kind of laying the seed. He's planting the seed for what could be future series.
Yeah.
Or mini.
So the first time I went through it, and I was like, man, what? There's no connection. There's no link with the other Multiversity books, and I was kind of disappointed. And then after I read it the second time, I didn't even
You didn't even care.
I didn't even care anymore. I was like,
maybe I should have read it more than once.
Another high point. If you haven't been picking anything else up or any of these others up, I recommend you get this one just for the first page.
Oh God. Yeah.
See, that's like the opposite reaction I had.
On the toilet.
I'm thinking like, majestic Jim Lee or fight sequences, and the first thing we get is Hitler on the shitter.
Hitler on the shitter is the first thing.
Come on, Jim.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like it opens up really comical because it is like it's a bowel movement from hell just right now. And then the rest of the book is like, like straight.
They should have had him wear have some kind of design on his.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah,
maybe like American flags or something.
Right. Polka dots.
Popeye,
Well, I don't know. That could be your multiversity connection right there, because Hitler's reading a Superman comic,
but it's not a multiversity comic.
No, but
all the other ones comics from most of them is Ultra.
Yeah. So, if you keep going, do beware, because 8.1 is purportedly haunted.
That's right. This next multiversity comic book is supposed to be freaking haunted.
If you read it, you'll become possessed.
And like, if you read if we, us people, then we're all. You must not read this comic. It's actually advertising. The advertising actually tells you not to buy it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take their advice.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Morrison is a student of the dark arts.
All in all, what would you say is your favorite comic for the week?
Mine, I'm definitely going with Multiversity Mastermen. Cap and the Valiant were very close, second and third.
I'm gonna change mine.
You are?
Yeah. Talk me into it. Mastermen definitely the best book of the week.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna solidify my response to Valiant.
Valiant definitely.
I mean, it probably would be Masterman, aside from the fact that I haven't been into the multiversity as much as you guys have, so I'm not as invested.
I mean, emotionally.
I've been following the Valiant since its inception, so it really grabbed me with what it had.
This one really is a great standalone title.
They've all been.
It really is.
They've all been standalones.
Even if you haven't been reading the rest of Multiversity, I mean, God, how many times do you actually get a beginning and you know what I'm saying in one comic?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, it's for what you pay. God,
it's exceptional.
They could charge twice.
You'd still buy it.
I'd still totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Just what a great week,
man! This was a really awesome week. It really. Last week we were kind of we had some high hopes, expectations, but boy,
and the week before that we had high hopes, and everything kind of disappointed us a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, this week was just
this week, and we got some great stuff from Valiant, from Marvel, and from DC. Everybody just kind of showed up.
Yeah.
And, woo.
Yeah.
Man, really good stuff. So.
Yeah. What do we got on the docket for next week?
Next week we have All New X-Men 38, which is Chapter 4.
Yeah.
The Black Vortex.
Yeah. We have.
I'm taking that.
Coming up sooner than I think any of us anticipated. Amazing Spider-Man 15.
What?
Yeah. The
epilogue
to Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm looking.
Let's see if they can redeem themselves.
Yeah.
They got some explaining to do.
They do.
Yeah.
Uncanny Avengers #2.
Cool.
Indeed.
And also
looking forward to that.
Thor Annual 1, possibly. It's got 3 different stories about Thor.
The annuals are cool.
Yeah, so we might check that out. Also, we're trying to get kind of current on the Avengers books because
boy,
they are so
good. The
got a lot of heavy hitting coming up.
Yeah, and so Avengers 30 comes out. We may not be caught up by then, but we'll see. I mean,
hopefully,
I've started into the time runs out.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
yeah.
so
and
then Batman 39. Peacock and I have been keeping current with the Batman series. It's phenomenal as well.
I have
really, really good.
I've not been reading it, and I really, really want to.
Yeah,
I've heard great things.
Also, I mean, I didn't really mention anything about it before, but Justice League has been good as well.
Oh yeah,
and it wrapped up its current arc this week.
Really?
So that one was.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna have to try to get into that one.
Yeah. Fabok is the Jason Fabok's the artist.
Mm-hmm.
He does a great job. Kind of actually like a reminiscent of Jim Lee a little bit.
Yeah.
That type of energy and. So yeah, that's.
Darth Vader #2.
I'm sorry, what?
You conveniently forgot about that one, Jordan.
I didn't forget. It's not on my list.
Oh.
You guys,
yes,
go ahead.
Darth Vader #2 is also
list.
coming out next week. So I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll decide whether or not
will
we want to delve into that.
We'll see what
So
will
it's
actually
a mixed bag. You don't know what's coming up next week for Team Squad.
cover.
Yeah. It'd be something of a mystery.
Oh.
Yes. So make sure to tune in, you wonderful, faithful viewers.
Yeah.
All 2 of you.
Yes, yes. But as always, we thank you for showing back up.
Tuned.
We will be
next
keeping
week,
at it.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you then. Another good week. Team Squad!
Team Squad! Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah!